The biggest regret I have of my life is that if I had not fallen into this rut, this period of stagnation, then भाई जिंदगी मेरी कुछ और ही होती. I would have been in NDA, ऑफिसर बन जाता 3 4 साल के अंदर, और my life would have been set, and that did not happen. So like, why did it not happen? So anyway, speaking of NDA, that's a whole different topic entirely, and maybe I will tell you that sometime in the future. So what exactly is this rut? देखो, you might have been familiar with this, and you know what I'm talking about, but still, it's like a period in your self improvement journey where you do not make much progress. In fact, you regress. You start doing the old bad habits again, like eating junk food. You eat a lot of junk food, uh, playing a lot of video games, watching porn, etc., etc. And that's what happened to me. And I was still going to the gym, meditating, but I had, those old bad habits had slipped again in my routine, my life, because of which a whole lot of things happened. So anyway, let's just forget that, and I'll tell you how it all began. देखो, 10th स्टैंडर्ड के बाद जब साइंस स्ट्रीम लिया तो सोचा कि भाई आईआईटी जाएंगे and अच्छी अच्छी पैकेज मिलेगी. द टिपिकल stereotypical line which anyone thinks of when they take science stream. You might have thought of this yourself. लेकिन भाई जब रियलिटी हिट की तब सोचा यार क्या करूँ मैं. बट due to God's grace, I had the right mentor at the time, and I made a tremendous recovery in my academics. And 11th 12th में जब मैं कोचिंग में था, I was the topper. I used to get out of marks in every single test. बट भाई जब जेई का टाइम आया, सर ने बोला कि ठीक है, ये लो इतनी मोटी बुक जेई की और पढ़ना स्टार्ट करो. तब ठीक है, लाए खरीदा 2,000 दे के, और जब देखा वो इतनी मोटी बुक, सोचा कि भाई लेट्स कॉन्कर दिस. लेकिन जब पहला इक्वेशन देखा, देन रियलिटी हिट, एंड मुझे पता चली कि मेरी औकात क्या है जेई के पूरे फील्ड में. सो करते गया, हर दिन रगड़ा खाया मैंने वो बुक कर करके, but still no progress. And unfortunately at that time, I follow this self-improvement YouTuber called Hamza, and it's a very popular name. I'm pretty sure if you watch this type of content, you might have heard of it. But bhai uska, I don't know, I have a very bad habit of uh, I don't know if it's his advice or it's just me, that it's probably me. But like, uh, at that time he was saying something like work is all that matters to me, and uh, just work. That's the kind of message I got from his videos. And it's the time when he won the school best school business award or something like that. And he gave the idea of Alex Hormozy, where he's very rich, but he still eats like shit and still he makes a lot of money. So I thought, like, ठीक है, चलो, I will work out. That's fine. I'll be healthy. I'll study because that will give me an anchor to put my best effort and productivity in. And ठीक है, चलेगा अगर थोड़ा थोड़ा बहुत खाया मैंने जंक फूड. But भाई, I don't know if it's just me, but I find what the most fulfillment and the most satisfaction and self belief, most importantly, self worth, when I am on a completely clean diet. So, but I was still stuck in this dilemma कि like क्या करूँ मैं अभी? Should I go back to that old diet, that old belief where it's not okay to even eat like a single gram of junk food, or like just have a balanced or a more carefree approach. But anyway, that stress had lingered onto me, and because of that, this one small mistake, right? It's one relapse in my diet led to more relapses, and this had a compound effect. So every small thing, every small action you take, that does have an impact. Like, I'm pretty sure you know that. And I had to learn this. I had to relearn this the hard way. And after like relapsing again and again and again at that time, and it was not just that I was like, it was junk food खा रहा था. Okay, भाई porn वापस आ गया, and यार क्या ही बोलूँ, जो डिस्पेयर हुआ था उस टाइम, क्या ही बोलूँ. आई विल गिव एन एग्जांपल. When I had gone for my first JE, no, it was during my second JE, and by that time I had lost all hope कि भाई नहीं हो पाएगा. And at that time I just thought like अभी यार पढ़ाई करके क्या होगा. It was just like one night before, and I just thought about watching a movie, and my monkey brain kicked in, and I fapped till 2 a.m. and I had to get up at 6 a.m. So now when I'd gone to the exam center, I was like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, I am half asleep, and I am, and it was a very, that day went very bad for me. And still, I remember this to that, I remember that day till right now because of how, if that era of my life was to be a movie, then that would be the poster. And after that, I decided that it's better that I just focus entirely on my NDA right now, because that is one goal I can achieve. It's not that hard as JE, but it's still difficult. So I decided that this time I'm gonna give it my all. But yeah, that's the basic story. Unfortunately वो NDA नहीं हो पाया. मतलब रिटर्न एग्जाम तो हो पाया लेकिन SSB इंटरव्यू क्रैक नहीं हो पाया. बाद में आई जस्ट, उसके बाद तो भाई बहुत ज़्यादा सेल्फ एस्टीम डाउन हो गया. And during this entire time, my self esteem had been gradually decreasing brutally for months. And it would reach an all time low after I failed yet again my second SSB. And I still have to like fight those self questioning thoughts that I had that had grown inside of me. And till this day, I have to remind myself that I need to stay on this path. So that's it about my backstory of this rut, this period of stagnation. But I have good news. Recently, I have made tremendous progress in my self improvement journey. As I have been consistently going to the gym, I have fixed my sleep, though it's not perfect, but still, I have made a lot of progress. I've been going to bed more regularly. I have been doom scrolling a lot less lately. I'm not saying completely off, okay? I've still occasionally, during several times of the day, in fact, I grab my phone and just scroll for 6 minutes straight. But I eventually bring myself under control. And yeah, during this entire time, I realized that it was not that I was lacking in my studies. In fact, I was doing very well in my preparation. It was not enough. It was not in the right direction, but still, I was practicing many MCQs daily. I was using every means I had. I even had taken a rather expensive course for that, for JE. Though that caused me even more stress, ironically. But still, I was doing well. Even in my fitness, even though I had like I was studying several hours every day, but still I was going to I was exercising. I was doing very well in calisthenics as well, and I was, you know, spending even quality time with my family at that period of time. It was not that I was feeling all right, but that वो कीड़ा होता है ना दिमाग में कि लाइक मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा, ये चीज़ मुझसे नहीं हो रहा है, क्यों नहीं हो रहा है, भाई आईआईटी जाएंगे या नहीं, एंड आगे जाके क्या करेंगे, अगर ये नहीं हुआ तो भाई लोकल कॉलेज में लेना पड़ेगा. एंड आई नो हाउ बैड लोकल कॉलेजेस आर. स्टिल what I mean is that the mindset, all right, that played a major role of how good my quality of life was at that time, and how much progress I was making, and at what level my mind had locked my potential to. Because of that, even the mindset problem, I have fixed it, but still, I need to just stay consistent in this path. And yeah, this is the first lesson I would like to give over here. Because देखो, ठीक है, it is life. There are many days where you are not at your best of ability. In fact, you start to lose track of the path. you deviate from it. And just like how me, if you fall into a rut like that, you must try doing the old bad habits again. And this causes a very, very negative feedback loop if you do not get out of it, if you do not uh, constantly manually put those positive thoughts inside of your brain. Then you are in for a very, very bad time for your mental health. So, it's like I said, it's life, it's fine. You just have to be positive. even if you Even if you think that I have fucked up everything, मैं भाई हर रोज घून कर रहा हूँ भाई, मैं घंटों तक, रात रात भर नींद नहीं मिल रही, ना वर्कआउट कर पा रहा टाइम से, ना पढ़ाई हो पा रही है, बट स्टिल you need to have the willpower to not bog yourself down in that situation. Because uh, if I in those moments, if I had like the willpower to resist that, uh, if I had the willpower to not only relapse, okay, to not listen to that urge, but also even if I did do that, even if I relapse, but still if I had the wisdom to not think that my life's over and now what am I going to do, then I would have avoided a lot of painful moments in my life, which, you know, I still carry a heavy, I still have a lot of regret in my heart because of that. And anyway, so don't bog yourself mentally down in that situation. And recently, the biggest, and this is the time for the second lesson which I'm going to give you, and that is delayed gratification is God. But hota kya hai delayed gratification? See, I'll give you an example of a experiment. एक बच्चे को दो चॉइस दी जाती है. Either he can have one chocolate now, or if he waits, he can have three or more chocolates later. So like, if that's what delayed gratification essentially is. For example, right now, if I were not to record because I had to fight mentally, wrestle this urge down of playing a very good video game on my laptop, and I could have done that, and it would instantly give me pleasure. But मेरे दिमाग में था मुझे वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करना है, because this is the way forward and this is the skill and this is where I would find my fulfillment. Though it's going to be hard, okay, I might get I might need to take multiple takes on this, but still I'm going to find fulfillment and I will get the pleasure from it later. That is what delayed gratification essentially is. And there are many habits like, playing video games, junk food, watching porn. They give you pleasure right now. But the harder things, that is working on your fitness and studying and building a business, these things take time and don't instantly give you pleasure, but they will give you after a while. And that pleasure is 1,000 times worth more than that cheap pleasure which you get from these instant gratification habits. So that's what I have to say. The next time when you face that urge to fap again, to play the video game, or to eat that same piece of shit food, which is not even food, okay, that's basically a bunch of chemicals made by some entrepreneur in a lab, okay. So the next time when you get a urge, you just have to remind yourself. You need to manually, like I said before, you need to put that that positive thought manually inside of your brain. And just remember that delayed gratification is the only way forward. This is how you started your self improvement anyway, right? When you started, you had to give up your old habits and had to take up the hard habits, which were, though very brutal at that time, you still managed to pull off. And you will have to pull off that right now again. So just rely on the principle of delayed gratification and you will make a lot of progress, because it's a compound effect. For example, instead of playing video game, if I played video game right now, then first of all I would go to sleep late. Then I would therefore I would wake up late, and that too I would not even have good sleep because I had blue light before I should have. एंड अगर मैं अच्छी नींद नहीं मिलेगी तो टाइम से नहीं उठ पाऊंगा, काम अच्छी तरह से नहीं कर पाऊंगा. आई वुड बी ग्रॉगी, आई वुड मेंटली ओवर थिंक अबाउट दिस टॉपिक, about like why am I not making progress, and because of which I would not be able to work out properly. I would not be able to go gym on time, or in fact, I might even skip it because that because I have to go to college now tomorrow. So, and if I and because of that, if I don't go to the gym in the college, I will have stress like, भाई आज तो जिम जाना है यार इवनिंग के बाद, लेकिन इवनिंग में भीड़ होती है. So you get me. That is a domino effect we have to avoid here. So that is a very big issue of mine as well. This is literally what I described you right now, what my life had been like for the past few months. But only recently I have made progress because, yeah, just like how I said, I had not restricted my mindset to the bad things which have happened to me now. Because see, even though I'm in second year of college right now, uh, the fallout of this rut has been very bad. बिकॉज काफ़ी सारे कॉलेज में अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ थे कि लाइक ये इवेंट हुआ मुझे इसमें जाना चाहिए था. आई हैव मिस्ड आउट ऑन सेवरल हैकाथॉन्स बिकॉज आई यूज टू थिंक दैट आई एम नॉट गुड इनफ. पहले मुझे ये इश्यूज फिक्स करना पड़ेगा, बाद में कर पाऊंगा. बट दैट्स नॉट नेसेसरी. दीज you have to start making progress by immediately doing the things, the habits, and the actions, most importantly, which get you out of your comfort zone right now. Because of course you have fallen into this comfort zone of limiting yourself to the situation, but you have to get out of it. No one else is going to do that for you. So this is what I have to tell you right now. Only two things: don't limit yourself to where you are right now, and focus on delayed gratification. But I'm going to be honest, like I have talked on a lot of topics right now, but even I'm going to confess, I relapsed on NoFap last night, and I sorry, I had a brain fog right now. Just give me a moment. Yeah, so I relapsed last night, and I just thought about like I'm not worthy to make these videos because I have to like पहले मुझे अपने आप को ज़्यादा अपने विल पावर और स्ट्रॉन्ग करनी पड़ेगी, and I need to like journal again. But still, I just made a promise to myself that that's another story entirely. But the thing is, I have to make progress one step at a time. Like the bad habits which I have developed, which have been like which have grown inside of me for months, it will not disappear in a few days. It will take time. Even though I have relapsed, then still it is my job to at least reduce the frequency of the relapses. But last anyway, that's a topic for another video. So I hope till the next time we meet, both of us have made more progress and we become a better version of myself. Till then, do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.